and the field waiting to rise the hill underneath the NTT Data Bridge here at Road America. USF 2000 presented by Continental Tire, ready to go green here at Road America. Green flag is in the air. Green, 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 as Rob says. We are underway, and Max Garcia ducks right in line behind Max Taylor. In the drag race, they fan out 3 wide down the front straightaway, 4 wide for a moment, but Garcia now will go to the outside again. Side by side, everybody through turn 1 at the moment. Great start here to start USF 2000 at Road America. Taylor jumps out to the early lead. Garcia settles into the second spot, still side by side in the battle for third. Underway, lap 1 for USF 2000 here at Road America, race 2 of the weekend. Opening lap going into turn 5 for the first time. Garcia looks again to the outside and ducks back in the line. I believe that is Brienza and Costello battling for third and fourth. Garcia looks to the outside at 6 and ducks back in the line. Elbows up, but not out here in this opening lap. I think race control got through to just get through this first lap, settle into a rhythm, and go racing here. Into turn 8, Taylor, Garcia. And there's a little bit of elbows out here into turn 8, bottom of Hurry Downs on this opening lap. Into the carousel now, downhill, and there is a little bit of a camber to it, but it just feels like you're off camber, just the way the car rotates and lays over to the left side. But this drives your exit out of 10 through the kink, flat out through the kink with these cars. And Max Taylor right now pulling about a 5-car length advantage over Garcia into Canada Corner, and that gap closes as Max Garcia laid on the brakes into turn 12. And we've got a car off in the grass, stays straight, and rejoins.
Might have been Elliot Cox, potentially.
And Cox had a third-place run going until he didn't on the final lap yesterday.
He was not happy at all with some of the blocks that were thrown on him on that last lap. I don't think he was quite pleased with it at all. Neither was race control. They've looked at a lot of videos yesterday. They were in there for quite a while. Indeed. So here, let me give you the update here, folks. As we said, we immediately went racing. This thing is going to be, we're on a tight schedule, as we know. This is going to be a shortened race, I believe. This is going to go, I think, another 18 minutes because we're essentially going to go right to 11 o'clock. We have to checker this at 11 to get back on schedule with IndyCar. Remember, we kind of shoehorned this USF 2000 race into the schedule because of the rain that we had yesterday. Where we had race number 2 in the schedule, we completed race number 1, so we had to jam this one here earlier this morning. So this will be a shortened race up to 11 o'clock. So still 18 minutes to go, a little under 18, maybe 17 minutes to go. So obviously not going to do the full 12-lap distance here, but nonetheless, we are racing with USF 2000. I did speak with Max Taylor, and he knows how good of a race car they have here right now, and he was very pleased. I qualified well, looking for that win. He's already got his first victory on the season at Indianapolis on the road course. That was super special for Max, and to see if he could back it up here at Road America would be massive. You get that second win and the momentum starts rolling. He actually comes in 4th place in points, Eric. He's got 149 points. Max Garcia is out nicely, though, ahead of Sam Corey right now as Pabst Racing 1-2 in the points. Yeah, and Max Taylor able to pip Garcia yesterday right at the line and try to get to the pole position. Had the fastest lap there, so that's where we're sitting with the pole. Interesting maneuver towards the kink. Not sure if I would have wanted to pull off. We've got another car off in the grass on the exit of 10, and that is Elliot Cox again. So this is the fight right now between Sam Corey and Joey Brienza. Brienza coming a bit across the track, coming over for the kink. That's the fight that we're seeing there right now, a little further back. Right now, great run as well, as Michael Costello has got himself into second. Moved Costello up into the second position. I remember had some issues with the contact with Garcia yesterday, put him deeper in the field, had to fight his way back forward. And indeed, now we got a scrap potentially for the race win here between these two drivers. Timed race, as we said, you can see it on the screen now. Just over 15 minutes remaining in the run here. These drivers, I think they know it. Their elbows are up for sure. We'll give you a top 10 rundown. Taylor, Costello, Garcia 3rd, Joey Brienza 4th, Sam Corey 5th, Giafoni 6th, Evagoras Papasavas after that DNS yesterday 7th, Ayrton Hauk 8th, Brady Gold 9th, and G3 Argyros in 10th.
We talked about how Sam Corey able to kind of capitalize yesterday afternoon for that top step on the podium. Struggled a little bit here in the 5th spot, but Max Taylor really in command of this field right now. But Michael Costello, Jay Howard, trying to pick up the pieces and try to rebound a little bit from yesterday.
Yeah, the pace is there for Costello. He's had some good runs this year, but would love to have that podium. He's not yet been on the podium. In fact, Costello a little further down in the championship points, currently in the 12th spot. His best finish of the year was the opening round. I think it was either a 4th or a 5th at St. Petersburg was his best run. So I think it was 5th actually at St. Pete. He hasn't been able to get to the podium yet. This could be the day. Look at him right there, putting the pressure right off the gearbox of Max Taylor. And they're pulling away as well from Garcia, who runs 3rd. Brienza 4th, Corey 5th. Here's a move further back. Papasavas to the inside, and Giovanni book it. He gets the pass done coming down into turn number 8. That's for 6th. Evagoras Papasavas, who comes in here now 3rd place in points. The only DNF on the season there. A rough one for him. Actually, the 2nd DNF on the season. He had one in Indianapolis as well. He's now further back in the points, but Evagoras waiting for that first victory. It will come. He won last year at Mid-Ohio. Triple header there next month, so good opportunity for him to potentially do what Lockie Hughes just did and sweep the weekend.
And certainly one of his favorite racetracks, of course. 13 and just over 13 and a half minutes remaining in this one. Max Taylor in command, leading Michael Costello, Max Garcia, Brienza, and Corey, your top 5. And again, turn 12, you got a little bit of that extra pavement there, but that pavement is not smooth. I'll tell you, there is a lot of rumbles there that are about 6 feet wide. And when you get all 4 tires onto that, it'll rattle your teeth.
We saw Elliot Cox fall back a couple of spots there, had some issues. Got to press that reset button and get back at it again as they work their way again across start finish here as the field putting lap number 3 in the books here. Taylor, Costello, Garcia, Corey, and Brienza. Corey finally able to get by Brienza. Here's a more racing between Hudson Schwartz, I think fighting it out there with Brady Golden. I think Schwartz able to get to the inside, so that's for 10th. So Hudson Schwartz making the move to the inside to go P10. Solid run yesterday for him as well. Schwartz earlier this year had an absolutely horrible weekend in Indianapolis. Just nothing seemed to go right for him in Indy. But again, turning things around and trying to work his way forward here at Road America. So again, watching this fight up front, that's the scrap right now for 3rd and 4th. And that is the 2 Paps cars. Your point leader, Garcia, and your current 2nd place point man, Sam Corey, coming out the victory yesterday, currently runs in 4th, able to get by Brienza, now closing up on Garcia. This is a battle I want to see happen. This is going to be interesting between the VRD driver, Max Taylor, and the Jay Howard driver development pilot, Michael Costello. Already a win, as I said, in the season for Taylor, so he's tasted victory. It's whether or not Costello has what it takes to fight him out and go after him. Right now, they're pulling away for a 1-2 finish if we were to go all the way through the next 12 minutes.
Interesting to note, Sam Corey following Max Garcia there in that 4th spot, about 3 or 4 car lengths back, but notice the different lines that we're starting to see some of these drivers take through the exit of the carousel. Half car width, full car width, just trying to keep a little bit of air on the front wings of these cars. A little bit more mechanical grip with this USF 2000 platform, but these cars still use those wings, utilize, get some downforce, keep those tires planted. So
when we went from the old Van Diemen car that was, that's still used in many of the program, I thought maybe somebody went off. The camera was trying to pan there. The old Van Diemen cars that were the US, the F2000 car for many years, we went to the carbon car. The concept was to do that, take away a lot of the aerodynamic downforce, put a lot more mechanical grip in the car so they wouldn't have to deal with so much aero wash. You're going to get that in the Pro car simply because of the more aerodynamics we have on that car, but for this one, we want them to be able to race a little bit more. And we've seen that. There's not near as much aero wash in these cars, and that's allowed a lot closer racing. As we're seeing right now, as Corey, Brienza, and Papasavas now closing up, kind of stacking up behind Max Garcia. There's a couple of drivers there for D4 side by side coming across the line as well. I think that, trying to figure out which driver. Those are Brady Gold and Lucas Facuri. Those drivers battling it out right now for 11th and 12th.
Lock up into 3 mid-pack.
I think that's that same group.
Yep.
I think that was Kuiper with Goli and Facuri.
Yeah, might have been Facuri with the lockup there. 10.5 minutes remaining. Again, a hard stop checkered flag at 11 o'clock. with this race kind of getting shoehorned in, but Garcia protecting a little bit to the inside of 5, and he goes wide.
He went wide, and that has allowed Brienza to climb through, and here comes Giafoni in there as well, put his elbows up.
Is that Sam Corey in a position too?
No, Sam got pushed backwards. He was the one that was trying to go side by side, and they went off the outside of the racetrack. We've talked all weekend about what it's like to go outside of the rumbles, the exit curbing of turn number 5, and that's a gift for Brienza. I believe he's potentially up into 3rd now. Joey Brienza up into 3rd. Yeah, 10 minutes remaining. As we said, a hard stop at 11 o'clock to get right back on the calendar for IndyCar. Obviously, a lot of stuff coming. Time-specific schedule for TV. So 11 o'clock will be done here with USF 2000. They're still going to get a bunch of laps in here. We got a lot still coming. They may get up to lap 8 or lap 9 if they're lucky. But indeed, what a battle there. A little issue there for Garcia, moves him back. And Papasavas was able to get through as well, Eric. So that's a couple of spots. So Papasavas, I believe, is going to go up into 5th or 4th. And Garcia and Corey potentially back in 5th and 6th, respectively. We'll see which one of those drivers actually was able to hold on for P5.
You know, and you look at this series again, a development series for USF Pro, which just completed. And then when you're in USF Pro, you're 2 steps away from the IndyCar series. These drivers learning how to race cleanly, elbows up, not necessarily elbows out. We've had a fairly clean race so far with 10 minutes to go, but now you're going to start feeling kind of that emotion start to amp up as we get closer to that checkered flag.
Indeed.
These drivers are going to want to get to the front.
Good battle there for the back. We were kind of keen on there. They're side by side. That was G3 Argyros and Ayrton Hauk. Hauk for DC Autosport. Argyros makes the move to the inside for Jay Howard Driver Development. So he goes into the 8th spot. Hauk in 9th, looking for a top 10 for Ayrton Hauk. He comes in here right now, sitting 8th place in the points. There's been some high points for Ayrton Hauk.
3 wide into turn 3, Elliot Cox.
Cox on the inside, why not? Elliot Cox back in 15th says, hey, this ain't working for me. I got to get a couple of spots. Remember, on that restart, he got 5 spots on the restart late yesterday to get into the top 5.
Yeah, absolutely. He was flying and then got to that 3rd spot yesterday until he didn't. On the backside, they made contact and had a little bit of left front damage.
Yeah.
And he dropped back, able to hold on for, I believe, 5th yesterday. But
he was lucky the wind didn't come off on the lap.
Absolutely.
So again, drivers coming through turn 6 and 7 here. There's Giafoni in the scholarship car, last year's USF Juniors champion. He's currently running in the 7th spot. Been a rough weekend for Nicholas. He's currently 9th place in points. But again, digging forward to see if he can't get up to that fight between Brienza, Papasavas, Corey, and Garcia. That issue, that mistake, Eric, in turn number 5, where he went off track on the outside of the corner, dropped him from 3rd all the way back to 6th. Brienza, Papasavas, and eventually Corey able to get by as well.
Yeah, so Taylor, Costello, Brienza, Papasavas trying to make up some points from yesterday too.
He needs it, man. You think of how gutting that was, because he had a solid qualifying effort, a fast car.
And we talked to him we talked to him
we had him in the booth here with us.
Absolutely,
yeah.
And he was really looking forward, felt he had a really good car, was supposed to start 7th, and just never got started.
I gotta say, what's the feeling when you're on the grid, you've been waiting, you're ready to go, and you're gonna fire it up, and ain't nothing. It did not fire. And the team, everybody went to work trying to get him fired back up. But just
so a couple of different teams trying to help.
Dan Mitchell jumped in there from
absolutely.
VRD as well. It ended up being, I think, an ECU issue. Here comes Cox again. Yeah, that's a move potentially inside of Xavier Kokai. So again, you'll watch these drivers side by side coming up the straightaway. We'll see what ends up. There's Giafoni. There's the drivers just inside the top 10. Look at this, all the way down to the wall. Cox trying to find a way by another one. I think he's trying to get by Brady Golan as well. Cox trying to get himself back up into the top 10. Here's the fight down. He'll go to the outside. Kokai to the inside. They're coming through turn number 1. Cox to the outside. He'll get the spot. Not able to get by the D-Force driver. That's Brady Golan, I believe. But that is a really good fight just outside the top 10. As they work their way down into turn number 3. Some tremendous racing further back here. The drivers in USF 2000, 6 minutes remaining, likely 3 laps, potentially maybe 4. Max Taylor still leads. He and Costello, who's back by 6/10, a full 5 seconds up on Joey Brienza. So a good opportunity for either one of these drivers to come away with a race win. Brienza solidly into the 3rd spot. Already a podium on the weekend for Joey Brienza. How good it would be for him to get another podium here, Eric? He's 1 point behind Elliot Cox and only 11 points behind Max Taylor. He will not be able to close on Taylor because of the win, but a potential to move up another spot here for Joey Brienza.
Absolutely, and Joey's trying to capitalize on that. Tried to going to work his way forward yesterday as well. But with 5.5 minutes remaining here, now it's time to start to clamping those belts a little bit more down the straightaway, because it's going to get interesting here mid-pack. They are all stacked up behind Cox now. And that's a battle for 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th.
That's the battle for the lead. Costello looking to the outside. Can't go. Oh, and he goes way off and almost loses it. He almost throws it away and very likely hands the victory to Max Taylor. He tried the outside, hung on the outside, but got caught up. You mentioned that's not an exit curb that you want to get up on, because he almost looped it around, almost gave second to Brienza.
He is very lucky he did not bend that. To be very fair, that was a whale of a save.
Tremendous save for him for sure. And again, that kind of resets things. That's going to be a big lead right now for Max Taylor. It was only 0.6 of a second, now call it 3.4. Taylor from Hoboken, New Jersey. Look at the gap as he goes down into turn number 1. Got a chance to grab his second win. Look at this further back, though. It's Garcia, Papasavas, and Corey. And Garcia gets to the inside of Papasavas. That is the fight right now for 4th, 5th, and 6th.
You know, Sam Corey, after the win yesterday, had finished on the top step of the podium, trying to get back towards the front. But Sam Corey made that mistake in 5 with a little bit of contact with Garcia, sent them both back. And now they're both trying to race back towards the front.
So indeed, 4 minutes remaining in this one. And look at the battle further back. There is so much racing going on. Papasavas goes to the inside there on Corey. And they're going to climb the hill on a 5 up to turn number 6. Look at this fight here. Papasavas back to the inside, takes the spot. Hey, all this side-by-side racing has brought Giafoni and Argyros back in, but a full course yellow. This is going to effectively end this one. We may have a driver off in turn number 1. Full course yellow, lock down your positions. Indeed, not sure who it is at this point, but we may see this race come to an end. 100% we're going to see it come to an end. We have 3 minutes left. Lock them down. Unofficially, Max Taylor is going to get the race win. Eric's having a look at all the screens we can see to find out where potentially the driver is off. Likely turn number 1, we're thinking here. So somebody in the gravel on the exit of turn number 1. We'll try to get a shot of it here for you. We're going to actually give you a replay. We'll try to figure out who this is. Here's Taylor. So driver's coming through. Oh, that thing's starting to rotate, and it's going to snap back. No, wow, the driver I thought was going to spin. It's actually Carson Eder going around for DC Autosport. The driver in the front of that was fully crossed up. He saved it. Eder was not able to, loses the rear end, slides it off backwards into the gravel trap of race number 1, and the white flag will be displayed. This time for Max Taylor. Taylor is going to take the win. Costello second. Joey Brienza on the podium in 3rd. Evagores Papasavas in 4th. Sam Corey 5th. Max Garcia 6th. Nicholas Giafoni 7th. G3 Argyros in 8th. And 9th spot and 10th spot Hudson Schwartz and Ayrton Hauk. Elliot Cox, I think, with a couple more laps, may have been able to get a couple more spots, but he's going to end up in the 12th spot after coming back up from 17th. That spin in turn number 1 will bring things to a close. As we said, we are right up against the hard stop at 11 o'clock. We'll pass everything over to, of course, IndyCar and the show that will wrap up the remainder of the day. It's going to be a good one, Eric. Listen, if you were to look at the forecast coming into this weekend, what kind of a day would you want on Sunday?
Sunny, blue skies, 70 degrees.
That's perfect.
This is summer weather here today, with a little bit of a breeze keeping it cool. Normally in summer we got about 90% humidity, which we had 100% yesterday. If you know what Wisconsin weather looked like.
This is fantastic.
This is a perfect race day, and you know we say this every year at the end of our last race together. How much fun you and I have working in the booth here. It's always a pleasure to work with USF Pro Championships here at Road America, and we can't wait till next year. And certainly juniors coming up in August.
Yeah, for sure. Looking forward to be back here with our USF Juniors program, part of a USAC weekend. The Skip Barber Formula Race Series will be here as well in that first weekend of August. This is big for Max Taylor, not only for the fact that he got his second win, but also the fact that Garcia finishing down in 6th position. He's likely going to gain I'm going to say probably 20, maybe 17, 18 points on him. And think about the fact that coming in, he was back by quite a bit. He was back by 77 points, and he's going to gain back 17, let's say, or more. So putting him up to potentially, so much closer than he would have been coming in. And Garcia's still got a big gap. Let's be real. He's got tons of points still on Sam Corey, who gained up a couple. But this is big. And again, you and I talked yesterday about how crucial it is to get that first win. The second win is right there as well. The second win backs up the first one, right? Yeah, I won a race. I feel good about it. But you get that second one, you're now a race winner that can win more and more races. I always think that second race is crucial to back it up.
Oh, we talked yesterday, especially at the finish of race 1, when Max Taylor got around Max Garcia right at the start-finish line. That's building a little bit of momentum and a little bit of confidence yesterday, and it turns into a top-of-the-box podium today. Now, you look at elsewhere as well. Ayrton Hauk finishing in 10th, started 11th, had gotten back towards 15th, raced back up. Purdue Grand Prix driver.
Yes.
So I've seen Ayrton already this year.
You have, indeed. Ayrton's a great kid.
And thanks to Dusty Michael for the shout-out, by the way.
Fantastic speaker, as we know. He's great outside the car. The thing about Ayrton is the fact that they don't have the money to finish the season, right? They're trying to get sponsors, they're working on partners to do whatever they can do. He's got a bunch of great groups of people. Wings and Wheels Foundation are behind. He's been signing some more sponsors to be able to come racing here and to get a couple of top 10s here at Road America, knowing that Mid-Ohio's coming up, a track he knows well from all the success he's had, of course, in the FRP F1600 Championship Series. He was a Team USA scholarship member. So indeed, Ayrton Hauk, a top 10 here. Solid run for that driver out of Indiana. But again, this is it, folks. Checkered flag will fly. Full course yellow, but the checkers at start finish. Max Taylor now officially a two-time race winner here in USF 2000 in 2024. He will get the victory. Max Taylor with the win. Michael Costello in second. Joey Brienza third. Sam Corey fourth. Evagoras Papasavas in fifth. Max Taylor sixth. Nicholas Giafoni 7th, G3 Archeros, Hudson Schwartz, and Ayrton Hauk rounding out the top 10. We're right up against that hard stop, as I said, at 11 o'clock here, so our victory lane will be local. We'll do what we can to potentially have it on the stream still, but otherwise, those of you who tuned in on USF Pro Championships on the YouTube channel or the app, we hope you enjoyed a fantastic morning. There are your unofficial results. Eric, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it.
Always. Thanks for tuning in. USF 2000 here from America's National Park of Speed. Morning warm-up in Indy next, followed by, of course, the Expel Grand Prix, all on the docket here today at Road America.